Go.
So, what we have is... You listen to all kinds of Arab music on Constructs Radio. That's right, Paul, and we're back with Paul from Constructs. Our nostalgia is Dungeon the board game, and we only played it maybe twice in my entire life. It was an RPG game that had an amazingly... it was late 70s where there were seems like there were a lot more board games. I guess a lot of them, as a precursor to Magic, or I think basically a cheap rip-off of Dungeons and Dragons. But it had, for the 70s, a just phenomenally detailed, very realistic box top cover painted on it of like all the characters standing ready to fight like a goblin. And we would always see it, they had all the games stacked up in the closet, and they had a lot of games. No family I've ever seen before has ever owned so many board games.
They loved board games.
So it'd be like 3 individual stacks, probably 12 board games each. And we'd always see Dungeon, and the side of it had like a list of the characters. You could be Elf, Hero, Valkyrie. Now I'm getting into Gauntlet.
Wizard.
Yeah, it was your stock characters. Elf. Alf.
Hey, I'm in a board game. My God, he's doing the bugle salt.
So we would always just so enticed by the art. We had great imaginations as kids, and loved very specifically fantasy roleplay, which is very funny that neither of us ever got into anything like Magic or some of the really more sophisticated full terrain RPGs that a lot of people do now. But Dungeon always enticed it because it encouraged that behavior. It basically sold itself as a role-playing game.
I don't think we ever understood how to play it. We
opened it once. Could not figure it out. I mean,
yeah.
You had little chips with numbers on them and stuff, and all the damage, and just... Years later, Paul got an update of that game.
Hero Quest.
Hero Quest.